So I came across this from Resisting the Lies, Protect Perth Asylum Seekers and Fighting the Far Right. And look, remember, I've said it and I've said it and I've said it. They could have resolved homelessness overnight at a fraction of the cost that's being spent daily, quite literally, across the UK on housing people, uninvited guests mostly, with zero skills, based on some premise that they're running away through sometimes 10 different fucking Western nations to get to here. And if people go, well, you can't help the homeless, most of them, it's mostly mental, Scott, although I don't know about the data on that, right? But just say it is, right? I would still argue for a fraction of the cost it's being spent. I don't think anybody would be protesting outside of hotels if they knew that homeless were actually being housed and that there were some addressment of how they got there and all the rest of it. And that, I would argue, is a positive investment. Why? Solutions driven? Yeah, definitely. By people that you already know are English speaking, that have got some skills or can, and at least have a grasp of local customs and what makes us British as a example, right? And all you're seeing is our replacement. That's basically it. And anybody against that, well, they're horrible far right people.
Good morning. The first item of business is general questions, and I call Mark Ruskell at question number 1.
Thank you. To ask the Scottish Government what action is being taken to ensure the safety of people seeking asylum who are housed in hotels across Perth.
Secretary Shirley-Anne Somerville.
Everyone should be able to feel safe and secure in the place that they are living. The UK Government is responsible for providing all asylum accommodation, including hotels, and this includes security and support for people seeking asylum. I am deeply concerned that the protests outside asylum accommodation are creating significant fear and alarm.
Just think about it, so many people native in the UK, and many of them have died, or many of them are ex-service, all the rest of it, and they freeze to death, quite literally freeze to bloody death, right? And there's nobody there for them, none at all, none, yeah? And anybody that's not going along with, well, this, which is so wrong, yeah, well, they're obviously far right. I mean, these people are totally soulless. And I keep saying they're somewhere on that sociopsychopathic scale, seriously. They really are, because there is such a disconnect between what they're rolling out and its net effect of native people. The humanity is going, while the masquerade is, well, one of the terms, right, behind the scenes is humanism and humanists. But they're soulless, yeah?
Right to peaceful public assembly and freedom of expression should never be used to justify any form of hateful, violent or otherwise criminal behaviour, and we fully support Police Scotland to take appropriate...
I mean, think about it. How many ex-servicemen alone, right, and they're out in the streets, and yet their very barracks they may have been in is getting spent, wherever it is in the UK, millions of pounds to house people that have given fuck all to our native countries. Seriously. Honestly, they're on this socio-psychopathic scale, these people. Utterly soulless. Utterly.